Very warm welcome again to everybody who's joined Meaningful Monday. I'm amazed at the fact that we're already in the third month of the year. It seems to be going really quickly. I thought I'd do this topic tonight just because it happened to be in 1 week, or actually in 1 or 2 days. I had a whole lot of people contact me and ask certain questions, and it just seemed to come across really strongly that some people were questioning why things happen to them or why things happen, whether they're good things or bad things. And I thought it would be worthwhile just reinforcing a couple of core principles about the reason for everything. And for those people who are new, just welcome again. And just to let you know, Meaningful Monday is the first Monday of every month. And the topics change depending on what I just feel is appropriate at the time. But the purpose of it is really just to raise our awareness that we do create our own reality. We absolutely do. And if you think we are victims by any means, or life happens to us, or, we're a victim of circumstance, or something just happened, then I just want to let you know that, even though the world happens and there is collective consciousness that's also driving a lot of things that are happening out there in the world, your reality of your experience is self-created. And I never knew this all my life. It was in 2006 when I watched the movie The Secret. My mind just went poof, when it just opened. And I realized that we do create our own reality the way we think and the way we feel. So it was that year, 2006, that I started to study a lot of the authors in the movie The Secret. If you haven't seen it, please do watch that movie or read the book. And I started to follow many of those authors, read their materials. Mike Dooley was one that I followed from the early days and read everything he'd ever written, more than once. Some of his books I've read, I'm not joking, 10 times. And that's how my journey started. And today, training the Silver Method, which is a dynamic meditation program that helps you. The tagline is create the life of your own design. And I thought, well, let me put this Meaningful Monday on to reinforce that we do create our own reality. And how does it happen? And I just came off the top of my head with 8 core principles or pillars, whatever you want to call them. And I thought, let me just put this together as a Meaningful Monday. So for those of you who know me well or have done the Silver Method, some of this may not be new to you. However, it's only, as much as I've been studying this material and train this material, it's part of my life, it's part of my work. I read this and study this literally every day, ongoing. And even if it's the same information, just shared in a slightly different way from a different angle, I continuously learn. And I think that's why I put this together for tonight. So we may know some of this. You might say, oh, we already know this. However, it's to apply the knowledge, to apply it and integrate it into our life, that we do become, the masters or captains of our soul, masters of our fate, and enjoy this living experience as a wonderful adventure, because that's really what its potential is for everybody, to have a great life. And life is meant to be fun and to be great. So good things happen and sometimes bad things happen. But either way, there's something good coming. There's always a higher good for everything, including bad things. One of my favorite quotes is, within every temporary defeat lies the seed of an equivalent advantage, which comes from Napoleon Hill. And firstly, every defeat is temporary. It's never permanent, unless we give up and don't get up again and we keep ourselves down. But otherwise, every defeat is temporary. And within it lies the seed, a true seed of an equivalent advantage. And equivalent meaning not somewhat, not maybe, not a portion, but equivalent advantage to every single adversity. Now, being a seed, as you know, I can put a seed on my hand and hold it out here for 10 years. It'll still be a seed. Nothing's happening. But for a seed to bear fruit, to give you that advantage, we need to put it into an environment conducive to its growth. And the only way we can do that is to extract the learnings and the value from all our adversities. And I'll just start off on that note. However, that's not what the principles are that I'm going to talk about tonight. So let's begin. And if you have any questions along the way, just drop them in the chat box or unmute your microphone. It seems to be quite quiet. I think people have muted themselves, so thank you. And if there is any noise on your side, just be mindful of your mics being on mute. All right, so let's begin. All right, So the truth is, yes, you cannot always control what goes on outside, but the one thing we do have 100% control over is what happens inside of us with any circumstance, any occurrence, anything that happens, because no one can think for you and no one controls your emotions but you. And then some people say, oh, but look what you made me do, or look how you made me feel, or look how you upset me. That's really, to be honest and to be a bit confrontational or a bit direct, I hope not to sound rude, but that's a victim mentality. If you ever say to a person, look how you made me feel, that's a victim mentality, because we do have control over the way we feel. And, maybe, and I don't blame anyone who ever says that, because you learned that. Every single one of us learned that through our conditioning as we grew up. However, now that we are adults, if you do think that life happens to you and you're a victim of circumstance, or you get that feeling that someone else made you upset, it's just awareness. It's just awareness that says, well, let me see if I can change the way I feel. Do I have to hold on to this? Do I have to stay angry and resentful and bitter? Or can I choose to feel different? It's been raining for days on end. I don't know how every one of you responded to it in a slightly different way. It depends on you and how you think. It absolutely does, and how you feel. So either we just are okay and go with the flow, and that's right, or we're complaining a lot about it, or, some of us are just happy no matter the weather. So what I call unconditionally happy. So you get all those and many other versions of it as well. It's just the point that we do control always what goes on inside of us. And if we don't, then we can learn that. And to tell you the truth, that's the definition of maturity. Maturity is when we have control over our own emotions, and immaturity is when emotions have control over us. And you know that because you look at a 2-year-old child, you take away something that they really, really want that's in their hands, and you'll see that they have their emotions take over them, and they'll let you know that they're very unhappy about whatever you took away from them, regardless of who's watching and listening. And so we as adults can obviously be more mindful and smarter than that. All right, so principle number 1 of, creating our own reality and how we respond to things is to manage our own mind. And this is really the beginning of everything, and it's also our entire experience of life. All happens in here. The most expensive real estate in the whole world is between your 2 ears. It's your mind. Every single thing in your life, everything, the quality of your relationships, the amount of money that you earn, the state of your health, the degree to which you feel happy, unhappy, fulfilled, or unfulfilled, the degree to which you suffer from stress or really just take things in your stride, anything, I can go on and on, all starts with your own thoughts. So managing our mind is more than just managing our mind. It means that if we do it with awareness and mindfulness, we actually manage our life. So thinking about what's the reason that good things or bad things happen? There's a reason for everything. The number one reason that something happens is because of our mind. So I'll give you a silly example, but maybe some of you can relate to this. There was a time in my life many years ago, I was still living in South Africa. This is many years ago. And I remember turning into my own carport that had brick pillars, and I pulled in there hundreds of times. But the one day I pulled in there, I scraped the whole side of my car. And I just started having this awareness that you create your own reality. And I just sat in the car and I thought to myself, how did I create this? And, once you just pause and reflect on something like that, you get the answer. And I realized I was in a very unhappy, grumpy, and resentful place for several days already, probably even, I would say, more than a week, maybe around 2 weeks inside, really not happy with things. And if you spoke to me, I'd be complaining about a whole host of things. And I just chose to go around being so grumpy all the time. And that's an example. It's no wonder that I scraped my car, because, you know, the law of attraction says you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. So we get not only what we think about, but more strongly, we get what we feel. So the law of attraction is actually from the law of vibration, and vibration is something you can really measure on a person if you had the right instrumentation. So being happy is a high vibration and being unhappy is a lower vibration. So everything in your life is a vibrational match. So that example I just gave, I was really grumpy, and I'm going to attract situations into my life that match that, and they're going to give me more of that. So scraping my car just was like another thing to be grumpy about, but it got my awareness because it was a silly thing that I did, and I turned into that same driveway hundreds of times, and I know how to pull into the driveway, and I know how to drive, so why did I scrape my car? It was just that bad place that I was in, and that's what the kind of things that happen. So when we're in a negative state of mind, we think we're on an unlucky streak. And then what happens is you have your beliefs, and then you keep proving them back to yourself, saying, you see, I am on an unlucky streak. I scraped my car. Then you're grumpy about the car. Then something else goes wrong the next day. And then you say, so we think it's life that's got us on this unlucky streak, when actually, no. It's our mind that's in a negative place, and everything that happens matches that negative emotion. And by the very same token, take a pause, take a nap, go and meditate, go for an hour into the park or into nature somewhere, and just leave your phone at home and chill out and have a bit of a breather, breathe slowly and deep and relax. And then just decide you're going to feel better. The way I always turn my situation around and stay in a positive mindset, the easiest thing for me, which I'm telling you as a tip, if you want to write this down, is just move into gratitude. Just stop whatever you're doing and just think, like, even if it's raining, I can list 100 things of what I'm grateful for, specifically around the topic that it's been raining for days. I'm happy that I live inside a home. I don't have to sleep in the streets. I'm dry in my bed at night. If I'm cold, I can put another blanket on. It just goes on and on. The dams are getting full, whatever it may be. So we can choose gratitude and get out of a negative mindset. Okay, looking at controlling our mind, as I said, everything begins with our thoughts. And we need to be very aware of our thoughts and manage our mind, because repetition of thoughts creates patterns. And patterns in psychology, or patterns in neuroscience, or patterns in the brain, I've just called different things, like on this slide here. Thoughts that are repeated in the same pattern. Well, a thought gives you a feeling, and that feeling is prolonged through the repetition of thinking about that topic and thinking about it that way. And when we have feelings long enough, they become our attitudes. They just form a pattern, and that becomes our attitude towards something. And your attitudes, if they're not healthy and they don't serve you, or they're judgmental, which will cause you resistance all the time. If you're very judgmental or you judge things, you'll find that it'll cause you unhappiness, because comparison is the thief of joy, they say. It's a saying, comparison is the thief of joy. So the more we judge things, the more that's good and that's bad. So there we go. There we start having polarity of emotions. So attitudes that we don't correct and fix up early in the game just get reinforced, those patterns, and they become our beliefs. Now, if I could only emphasize the strength of a belief in driving your experience of your life, I wouldn't have words to convey that. All I can ask is that you don't believe me. It's from neuroscience. I'm just giving you what I have learned, but beliefs are everything, and they determine your living experience. So the other thing about beliefs is they drive your behavior. If anyone thinks that they're taking behaviors consciously, the truth is we only take about, maybe 5% of all our behaviors are consciously taken. The rest are all autopilot behaviors from anything. The way you answer the phone, the way you respond to a request at work, the way you take a compliment, the way you take an insult, the way you brush your teeth, the way you eat, all your behaviors, the way you save money, spend money, invest money or not invest it, the way you handle a good weather day or a bad weather day. All these things are driven by our beliefs. And our beliefs are in our subconscious mind below our level of awareness. So sometimes we don't understand why we're stuck in life and why we don't get the results we want and why we've been trying to change things or improve our income or improve our relationship with our partner or find a partner or whatever the thing is. And we don't know why. It's because you think you're doing this consciously, but you're actually doing it at an autopilot level driven by our beliefs. So your beliefs in your subconscious drive your living experience. And if you want to change your results, well, you need to change those beliefs. And that's really a challenging place to work on. What we can work on is go all the way back to the beginning of this flow chart and go to thoughts, is to start creating thoughts that actually do serve us instead of automatic thoughts, which come from our beliefs or our attitude. And automatic thoughts would be, let's just say you want a partner. I'm going to let somebody in. I don't have a partner. Every time you think that thought, you're reinforcing a belief, whatever the other beliefs are around that. I don't know. I can't find a partner could be a belief. Maybe something's wrong with me that I can't find. Whatever it may be, there's other beliefs that all compound on top and on top and on top, and they create this thing. Same as money. So you've got to go back to the starting point and say, well, I want a different result. Well, you got to go with your thoughts. And in the Silver method, we work at the subconscious level and go directly to the root cause, where we work at the belief level. But the belief level is the subconscious level. If you want to work there, you absolutely can. It just requires two things. Well, let's say three things. You've got to get into a very relaxed state. I suggest it's a meditative state. So close your eyes and relax for 10 minutes or so and really relax. Breathe slowly, breathe deeply, and go into the alpha level where you are like in a kind of a relaxed, daydreamy state. Then use your mind to visualize what it is that you want to create that you don't have right now, whether it's that partner, more money, better health, whatever it is. And the third thing is you've got to visualize that like a movie in your mind until you feel emotion. The minute you feel emotion, emotion is the subconscious mind, the emotional mind. You make an impression and you start to create a new belief. And that's the fastest way. You're kind of working right there at the belief structure level. With repetition, that's how we manifest, and that's the easiest way. However, it does require us throughout the day to stay mindful still as to what thoughts you're holding. So if you think about your life, I just want you to, everybody, just do this for me. Either write it in the chat box. I'd love you to do that and be open enough to say that, or write it on a piece of paper for yourself that you get some value out of this tonight. Just come up with one thing that you want but don't yet have. Just write one thing down that you want but don't yet have, or put it in the chat box. It doesn't matter what, just make it a career, a job, money, health, a partner, whatever it may be, happiness. Someone's been brave enough to write here. Thank you, pretty health. Okay, thank you. Michelle, I don't know what that means. Satcoms, you'll have to write it out in long for me. I'm a bit unfamiliar with that. Career, increased clientele. Thank you, Hanan. My row communications. Oh, I want to be assertive and able to speak up. Thank you. I want to be assertive and able to speak up in a meeting, but something is holding me back. All right. If you don't mind, I'm going to actually use that as an example. Okay, pain-free, knowing that my pain is from my brain and not my physical body. Well, yes, to a degree. Pain is interpreted by the brain through neurotransmitters that send messages of something wrong up to the brain, and then it gets interpreted. Passive income, a partner. All right. So thank you for all of those. So just take that thing, whatever that thing is that you want but don't yet have. And if you want to really make use of what I've written on this chart and understand how powerful your mind is in creating what you want, you take that one thing and you just write everything that you believe about that. So I'm going to go back to the chat box because there was that one that I really liked. Okay, sorry, I find it very difficult to scroll this funny chat box. Okay, I want to be assertive and able to speak up. So there's a belief already in that statement that says something is holding me back. So that second statement, something is holding me back, is actually a belief. So I can't get this thing to scroll. Sorry. So May, thank you for that example. So whatever it may be, if it's that you want if you want more clientele or you want more income or something like that, and you think people are having a difficult time now because, I don't know, we in COVID, or that's a belief. What else do you believe about it? Oh, it's more difficult to get new clients and to keep clients that you already have, whatever it may be. That's a belief. So you can just go on and look at the beliefs that you hold around that topic, and you will find that it's those beliefs, I'm telling you now, those beliefs that are causing that result. So you might think, Janine, this sounds really crazy. I must just like switch my beliefs even though there's evidence everywhere. And I'm saying, yes, switch your beliefs even though there's evidence everywhere, because what happens is you first create your beliefs, and secondly, you keep proving them back to yourself through a filter in your brain that's between your conscious and subconscious mind, which is how you view the world. That's your perception of things. So you will keep proving it. You'll say, but there's evidence. And I'm saying, I know you are correct. That is evidence. However, the belief is first. So go back through this flow chart and go back to thoughts. So your mind and your thoughts are really important. And I've got a couple of examples which I'll show you in just a while. So you either control your mind or it controls you. And it's not easy to control our mind. I mean, it's easy for me to say that, but it's not easy. You've got to practice it. It's a daily practice. It's an hourly practice. And in fact, it's a minute-by-minute practice, and hardly anyone can really do that way. However, with awareness, you will get better and better at it. So manage your self-talk. So I'll just share this with you. It comes from the Silver Method. It's in another presentation on my channel, if you like. My YouTube channel is my name, or Silver Method Australia. But it's called the cancel technique. So if you catch yourself... Sorry, I just want to put this one on mute. Thank you. If you catch yourself saying something negative about yourself, you go cancel, and then you overwrite it with a positive statement. So every time you say, I can't do that, cancel, somehow, some way, I can learn that. Continuously. Your self-talk is the most powerful programmer of your own mind. The most powerful. And you wouldn't like to be programmed. If I said to you, come here, I'm going to, brainwash you or program you, nobody would want that. You wouldn't want that from anyone. But your own self-talk is the most powerful continuous programmer of your mind, your mindset, your attitude. So to manage your self-talk is paramount. It's exceptionally important. And just to tell you, if you do manage your negative self-talk and make it more positive, you will get definitely, without a doubt, a more optimistic outlook in life. You'll probably have better luck. Things will work out for you. You'll just have good coincidences. And there are many health benefits as well. I've just got a list here. Increased vitality, greater life satisfaction, improved immune system, reduced pain, better cardiovascular health, better physical well-being, reduced risk of heart attacks, and reduced stress in your life and illness. And there's more than that. Just the way you feel every day, the feeling of overwhelm or things like that. Definitely our self-talk is so important. So here's a couple of examples. This is a negative statement. If you ever think, I'll disappoint everyone if I change my mind. That's like running on guilt. Go cancel. I have the power to change my mind, and others will understand. Just frame it positively and change it. Or, I failed and I embarrassed myself. Cancel. I'm proud of myself for giving it a go. That took courage. Now that's a positive statement. It boosts your self-image. Or I'm overweight and out of shape. I might as well not bother digging into the ice cream. Or cancel. I'm capable and strong, and I want to get healthier for me. So there's a positive statement. Or something like, I let down everyone on the team because I didn't score. Let's say it's sports. You go cancel, cancel. Sports is a team event, and we win and we lose together. And I did my best. Remind yourself that you did do your best. Or if we're trying something new, we might say, I've never done this before, I'll probably be bad at it. That's negative self-talk. So cancel, cancel. So this is a wonderful opportunity for me to learn from others and to grow. It's a positive statement. So these are just examples how everything we say to ourselves either breaks you down or builds you up. Or saying, there's no way that this will work. Cancel, cancel. I'll give it my all and I'll make it work, or I'll try my best, something along those lines. Every time you do this, you just get better and better. And also your self-talk, when people ask you a question, just answer the two words, better and better. How are you? Better and better. How's your business? Better and better. How's it going finding that life partner? Just say better and better. Just say it with repetition. It will bring to your awareness that you are thinking it's going to get better. You are expecting it to get better. And with enough of that self-talk, your brain starts to believe you, because, as I said, we are programming ourselves with our own self-talk every minute of the day. So every thought and every word you speak is an affirmation. I love Louise Hay. To think that, we have affirmations to create our life. Well, isn't that great that she says every single thought you think and every single word you say is an affirmation? It is true. So why not choose only positive ones? It's Les Brown who often says you cannot even afford one negative thought. It sounds extreme, but when you become aware of negative thoughts, you realize you can't afford to have them, because they start attracting another negative thought, and then another negative thought, and then another negative thought. And the next thing, you've got momentum going, and you just becoming more and more unhappy. And you don't want that. So when you catch one, cancel, make it positive, and stay with the intention of staying positive. Thank you, Pretty. I'm getting better and better. Thank you. Well done. Every question people say from now on, when they ask you tomorrow, how are you? Just say better and better. All right. I only speak positively about those in my world. I love that. I only speak positively about those in my world. It's anything in your life, anything. Speak positively, or speak in terms of what you want. When we speak in terms of what we don't want, we've got the wrong picture in our mind. And whatever you saying, like, I don't want debt. I don't want to argue with my partner. I don't want to have all these expenses. Well, debt, arguing, expenses, that's the picture. So say what you do want. I want peace and harmony. I want to be abundant. I want to have more than enough. I want things to be easy for me, whatever it may be. All right, third, our beliefs determine our living experience. So this, as I said, is the most important thing to remember. It's like feeds off the previous point. And I'll just tell you this quick story. Some of you might have heard this before. About 12 years ago now, my life was in the worst place it had ever been. This is actually how I came to find the Silver Method, because I was just struggling so badly. However, I won't get into all the details, but the one thing I want to mention about this statement about beliefs is I was struggling in this role that I was in corporate, and everything was going wrong for me. Just name it, it was not working. Everything wasn't working, and I was working long hours. I was getting no rest. I was overwhelmed. I was overworked. I had adrenal fatigue. I got sick. I was sick for 18 months. It just didn't end. And I caught myself one day saying, someone said, how things going in your job? And I said, I hate my job. And as I caught myself saying that with awareness, I hate my job, I realized, because I had awareness of beliefs and how beliefs are so powerful in creating our life. I thought, I really believe that I hate my job, and maybe it's me. I just thought maybe it's me that's creating this experience by saying that. So I thought, you know what? I've got nothing to lose. I'm going to do everything I can to create a new belief that says I absolutely love my job and I've got nothing to lose. All I can do is see if anything changes. And I really did that. I used to live in Melbourne at the time, and every day going to work either on the train, and then the second leg of the transport was on a tram. I would just close my eyes and sit in the train and repeat like 1,000 times, I absolutely love my job, and try to feel the emotion of that positivity, of that positive feeling of I absolutely love my job. And I couldn't do it at the job I was in because that wasn't true for me. So I used to just close my eyes and visualize being in South Africa, because that job that I was in last before I immigrated, I absolutely loved it. I did. So I just went there, and I got that feeling of I absolutely love my job, absolutely love my job. And I just got that feeling. And once I got that feeling, I just visualized my workplace, the current one in Melbourne, and just smiling and being happy and people high-fiving me. That's all. Nothing else, just that. And I did it every day. Well, long story short, 5 months later, everything turned around for me. I did get the silver method as well in those 5 months. It was definitely helping me improve my results. However, 5 months later, I went from this worst place I'd ever been to becoming top salesperson. And I did absolutely love my job. I really, really did. I loved it more and more. And I stayed in the company for another 4 years, loving it, getting great results. Now, my boss never changed. My clients never changed. My role never changed. The furniture or the office didn't change. I changed. And I'm mentioning this story because when we repeat something long enough, we think it's a fact, but it actually is a belief. And people die for their beliefs. That's what war is. War and ribbons on soldiers is people dying for their beliefs. So never underestimate how powerful beliefs are. You know, when you're arguing with someone who believes different to you, how hot that argument can get, because our beliefs are so ingrained. So I'm challenging you with this point of our beliefs determine our living experience by saying, think about your life. What do you want that you don't yet have? And ask yourself, what beliefs do I hold around this? For me back then in Melbourne, it was, what do I really want? I want to be successful at work, and I want to actually enjoy my career. I want to like going to work every day. I don't want to hate going to work every day. That's what I wanted, didn't yet have. What belief supported that? Well, back then, it was, I hate my job. I can't get on top of things. This isn't easy. This is the hardest time of my life. I mean, look at all those statements. They're all negative, and they're all creating my experience. And the minute I worked on changing it with everything I had and did it with determination, I turned the whole situation around, and I really absolutely loved my job, loved my career. Things got easier and easier for me. And this, all I can say is I speak from my own experience, and that's only one example. So think about yourself and things that aren't working out for you. What beliefs do you hold around that? And couldn't you just start to change them somehow by, thanks, Michelle. Thank you, Preeti, for your comments. Just think about the things that you can change. I'll just give you another quick example. I used to jog a couple of years ago. I don't do that kind of exercise anymore. I do exercise, but not jogging. And I was jogging, and my knee on the left started to hurt. And it did sometimes hurt if I did like small races. And as I got this thought in my head while I'm running, oh, here goes my knee again. Here's my sore knee playing up again. And then with this awareness, I just stopped and I said, cancel, cancel. My body's got the power to heal itself. My body's got the power to heal itself. And I just said that and that only as I kept running. And within, I don't know, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, the pain in my knee was gone. It never came back. I just thought, this is amazing. The mind is really powerful. Kept running, kept running. If it came again, I just said, cancel, cancel. The body's got the power to heal itself. My body's got the power to heal itself. And I'm saying this because I've done this with sore ankle that I've had, and I really twisted it. And I thought, oh, my ankle's still sore 3 weeks later because I sprained it. Well, that's a belief I'm now holding. So cancel, cancel. Every day, in every way, my ankle's getting better and better. Just say it. Today, my ankle feels better. Just tell yourself. You will realize that your experience changes with your determined beliefs. Right. Here we go. Desire, belief, and expectancy. So this is from the Silver Method. Everything about achieving goals or achieving anything what you want depends on these three things. And we need to have all three, not just slightly and lightly, but intensely. We need to have intense desire. If you have a goal that you haven't achieved, I ask you, what is your level of desire to have that? And if it's weak, well, is that really the right goal for you? And if you think it is, then it's up to you as a person to create that desire. I love the book Think and Grow Rich. We're busy doing it right now as I speak as a mastermind. Chapter 1 of Think and Grow Rich, which is 13 principles. The first principle is desire. Napoleon Hill dedicates a chapter to it because weak desires bring weak results. You know your own life, when you've really had a burning desire for something, and no matter what that thing is, you get that thing. So think about desire. The next thing, belief. I just spoke about it for the last, I don't know how many minutes. You've got to create that belief. The best way to do it is through visualizing. That's what turned my situation around back in Melbourne. I used to visualize the things I wanted. People high-fiving me, getting great results. I was doing so badly in my sales role. I thought they were going to fire me. I used to visualize everyone high-fiving me. That's all. I didn't know what it was about. I just saw high fives, high fives, high fives. Because I thought, if people are high-fiving me at work, I've got to be doing something right. And they were high-fiving me, by the way, not me high-fiving them. And that's actually became my true reality when I became top salesperson. Everybody was, oh, I heard you closed that deal with that company, high-five, including the MD. That was also something I visualized. And for months, there was nothing going on. But there's never nothing going on. Don't think when you visualize that you haven't got your results yet, there's nothing going on. I'm here to tell you, visualizing is never wasted. Not even 1 5-minute visualizing is wasted. Never is it wasted. It's like the seed that needs time to grow. The seed is under the ground. You don't see anything happen for days, sometimes even weeks. If you looked at it every day and thought, oh, this thing's not working, stop watering it. It would never grow. So don't worry, just be patient and keep watering, keep nurturing. That's visualizing, positive thoughts, positive affirmations. Manage your mind, manage your emotions, and eventually the seed comes up through the soil. And that's the same with visualizing. That day comes and your results are there. And expectancy is automatic. Expectancy is when you believe this thing with total conviction, it automatically becomes expectancy. Now, if you add those three together, desire plus belief plus expectancy, well, first desire plus belief gives you expectancy. And if you add all those three together, you get faith. And I think it's a bull. There is faith. So faith is just a belief with total conviction. Just to talk about visualizing, as I said, in the Silver Method, we learn to use the power of the mind, especially using both brain hemispheres, the left and the right side. The trick is to have right thoughts all the time and to calm your mind down, close your eyes and relax, and use your imagination. And if you've got something important going on in your life or something related to something that's important to you, it's essential that you take the time before taking action to relax, go within into a calm, quiet state, using your imagination, visualize that you want to create before you take action. You will find your results get better and better. If it's public speaking, for example, never go and do a presentation without visualizing that morning before you go. 10 minutes, 15 is even better. If you can't, 5. I promise you it'll work. 5 minutes every day will change your life. So whatever it is that you want, just visualize having that thing until you feel the happiness and the joy of experiencing it. No problem, Mary Lou. It'll be on YouTube if you want to watch it, if you need to go. Okay. So to succeed in life and achieve results, you must understand and master 3 mighty forces: desire, belief, and expectancy. The next one is gratitude. I've spoken about that. Gratitude for me is one of the things that have created the majority of my money. It might sound a bit strange, but I'll tell you this. Gratitude has made me abundant, and lack of gratitude has been the reason why, if I'll just talk about money because I can measure it. If money ever feels like it's getting short, or I'm feeling a bit unsure or a bit nervous, or do I have enough, I can always always say with certainty, I wasn't feeling grateful. I was probably feeling worried or unhappy about certain things, or wondering, what's happening, or is this going to be a hard time for me? Or I was thinking anything negative. If I just went into gratitude just for what I do have with real meaning, real intention, it just starts happening. And so I've actually got this practice. I'm happy to give it to you. Try this. It works like gold. I work for myself, so I earn my own money. For every dollar that comes in, every single thing that comes in, when it comes in, I put my stopwatch on and I close my eyes and I just say the word thank you, just over and over again, and try to feel it really and truly in my heart for 68 seconds. So it's 1 minute and 8. Why that number, Janine? Look, long story, I won't go into it, but I follow Abraham Hicks, and there's a thing about if you hold a thought for 17 seconds, you automatically attach a similar thought to it. It's like the law of attraction. If you do that for 17 seconds, you attract another one. And by the time you've got 4 of those going on, you've now created momentum. So 4 of those of 17 seconds, you're going to get 68. So you hold gratitude of something. If ever you get money, I'm talking about money, it could be love, it could be clients, it could be whatever it is. You just hold it with all your heart for more than 1 minute and 8 seconds. And I'm telling you, this is not in any book, this is not published anywhere. This is one of my personal power principles. I've taught it to people that are close to me. When they use it, they tell me that it works too. Then you just find something else happens and good luck flows, and it just keeps coming, it keeps coming. So gratitude for me is one of the most powerful principles in creating more of what you want and more abundance. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but it's the parent of all others. Love that. For those who, this quote comes out of the Bible, and it's the most confusing quote for many people. It says, for those who have will be given more, and they will have an abundance. As for those who do not have, even what they have will be taken from them. This confuses many people. Says that doesn't sound really fair. Those who have will be given more, they'll be abundant. Those who don't have, even that they have, will be taken away. How does that work? Well, through translations, the word that's missing in this quote is the word gratitude. It goes like this. For those who have gratitude will be given more, and they will have an abundance. And for those who do not have gratitude, even what they have will be taken from them. This is truth. This is not opinion. This is absolute truth. And I know this from my own life experience. So gratitude, I have a gratitude journaling practice every single day of my life. I never miss a day. It doesn't matter if I'm traveling, if I'm up all night at some event or something. Every single night of my life, I gratitude journal. A whole page, and I go to sleep with that thankfulness in my heart. I make a practice of when I get up in the morning, as I put my 2 feet on the ground, I say thank you. I learned that from Wayne Dyer, each foot, thank you. And just as I'm going to the bathroom first thing in the morning, I'm thanking for everything. Thank you that my kidneys work so well, my bladder works. I'm, going to the bathroom first thing in the morning. Thank you that I have clean running water to drink. Thank you for everything. Just the more thanks, the better your life becomes. Okay, what blocks the flow? This that I'm sharing with you comes from a mastermind we're starting in a few weeks' time. If anyone wants to join, they can. It's called the 3 Missing Chapters of Think and Grow Rich. And these are not the 3 missing chapters, but these are the elements that I just said, what blocks the flow. Anything that blocks the flow of love, the flow of money, the flow of business in your life, the flow of joy, it's always these 3 things: resentment, revenge, and resistance. Now, resentment, I'm going to give you a new definition. It's not holding this bitter, strong feeling like you're so resentful. This is the definition of resentment. It's any negative thought towards anything, anybody, any circumstance, any event, any idea, any opinion, any place, anything. Any negative thought is a form of resentment or resistance. And revenge doesn't have to be this big, bold thing of, he killed my brother like the mafia, and I'll kill his brother, cancel. It's not that. Revenge is as simple as that feeling inside that you want to get even. It can be as subtle as pushing your partner's hand away when they try to give you affection after you've had an argument. It could be as simple as losing your cool and storming out the room, or not speaking to somebody for a day, or these small subtle things, especially in our families and in our intimate relationships. That's where this shows up the most. That's revenge. Withholding love in the smallest way is revenge. So just keep them on a subtle level, and then you'll realize on a bigger level, of course, it's that thing. But on the most subtle level, these 3 R's block the flow, and I have to say, the flow of money specifically. And that's why forgiveness is such an important principle. So I'll talk about forgiveness as one of these things tonight. So resentment is an energy that by law must express itself and expands into resistance and revenge. So that's any negative emotion towards anything. So that's why the next point is forgiveness. This is going to sound maybe far out if it's the first time you've heard it. But in the 3 missing chapters of Think and Grow Rich, which is a book, it's called The 3 Missing Chapters, the epilogue of Think and Grow Rich, written by this guy, Paul Martinelli. He's actually the president, or he was the president of the John Maxwell team. I know him personally. I've known him for years, met him several times, and he's been my mentor and my teacher for years. And Paul Martinelli was the one who helped me understand this about the 3 R's and the principle of forgiveness. Today, he's a multimillionaire, but he came from rags to riches. He was a high school dropout. He was a stutterer, and he had a very hard start in life, always broke, really struggling. I mean, really, really struggling for years, earning about $22,000 a year, couldn't get by. I tried everything, worked really long hours. He was a cleaner, he was a janitor, and he used to clean offices. So in the day, he looked for business, and at night, he used to do the cleaning. So he was tired, exhausted, overworked, really hard. And he eventually got hold of Think and Grow Rich, and a mentor came into his life and masterminded the book with him. And things improved. He went from about $22,000 a year to very soon making over $200,000 a year. But he found for years and years he couldn't get higher than that ceiling. And he was applying all the principles in the book. He was doing everything he could, and he went on and on. So his mentor said to him, Paul, I want you to go and see this person and just tell them everything you've told me, and maybe they can help you. So he took the advice and he went. This guy was something like a priest or a minister. I'm not too sure exactly. Anyway, he got there and he said, so tell me everything. So Paul goes on and on. He's talking like for 40 minutes about he's doing everything. He's working hard. He's doing sales calls. He's practicing Think and Grow Rich. He's got persistence. He's working on his desire. He's believing in himself. He's trying to do the... Anyway, he's talking. And after going through everything, doesn't know why I can't, get any further. The guy says to him after all that, Paul, who do you need to forgive? And at first he thought the guy's mistaken him for the wrong person who's come for the appointment. Like, what on earth has that got to do with me? But immediately in his mind, he knew it was his mother who abused him as a kid, used to hit him and just terrible things. And he had so much resentment for his mother. He had a terrible, terrible, cruel childhood that it's almost like he refused to forgive. It was like all this anger inside. But as that person said that, he knew that there was a lot of baggage there. And he started to, understand this principle and work on it. And it took him a while. It took him a long time. It was not easy. We know this if we've got forgiveness issues ourselves. It's not a one-day thing and then you're done. It's a practice. It's a spiritual practice. And today, Paul Martinelli has sold over a $200 million worth of personal development products. Very successful person. And he attributes the floodgates of his wealth opening when he worked on forgiving his mother. And it took a while, but he got there. And I really just want to mention this because some people might think it's so strange. But honestly, the block of flow of money, and I'm talking about money, is directly related to lack of forgiveness, and flow of money is also related to the practice of forgiveness. So I can't go into that. It's probably an hour or 3-hour lesson on its own, just that. But that's the short snippet, like succinct version of a massive teaching. But forgiveness does block the flow, and those 3 R's are the things that get in the way. So you can never, if you just go back here, you can never think that these 3 negative emotions can ever produce positive results. It's impossible by the law of nature, by the universal laws, because positive thoughts give positive outcomes. Negative thoughts give negative outcomes. How on earth can these 3 negative energies produce abundance? And every single one of those has a foundation in fear. Resentment is fear, revenge is fear, and resistance is fear. So if we're in a state of fear, how do you create abundance? Because abundance comes from a completely different energy. So I hope that's been helpful on that point. I love this quote: "We must develop and maintain the capacity to forgive. He who is devoid of the power to forgive is devoid of the power to love." And love is everything. Everything to make your life beautiful. And the reason why good things happen is when you hold love, you forgive everybody, every day, for everything, always, as a principle of your life, as you go through life. Can you do forgiveness at the next mastermind, please? Michelle says. Happy to. Yes, I can. I'm not sure if it's the next one, but I actually have a program called Empowerment Mentoring, and forgiveness is one of the lessons. They're pillars to forgiveness. So forgiveness is massive. It really is. If anyone's interested in doing the 3 missing chapters mastermind, it's only 4 weeks. It only costs $200 or something like that, 212, I think, for 4 weeks. And we study forgiveness, love, which I've just spoken about, and tithing, which is my next principle. If I can get the slide to change. Yeah, forgiveness opens your life for an abundance of positive things. So true. So tithing is my last principle. It's 9 o'clock, so I'll be quick. This might seem a bit far out for some people as to what on earth has this got to do with, creating my life. I'll tell you this. I learned about tithing in 2012, 2013, and I learned it in this way. The word tithe means tenth. I used to give here and there to, I don't know, charity or a cause or natural disaster fund or something like that. My whole life I just was brought up that way, not in a systematic or structured way, just, here and there. But in 2012 or 13, I learned about tithing from Paul Martinelli, the same guy who wrote that book, The 3 Missing Chapters. And he explains that it's a tenth and you give it straight away. So a tenth, if you think about the money you earn, just bring to mind the money that you earn, whatever that number is, a year, or let's say a month, take it a month, and take 5% of it. You'd probably think, yep, if I wanted to, whichever one is, I could give that away. But 10%, that's quite a bit of money. And the more money you earn, the bigger that amount is. And it's a tenth for a reason. So I'll tell you why tithing is one of the most powerful principles of all time. If there's one thing that's going to develop your discipline in life, there's nothing stronger than tithing. And you give it away this way. You don't say, I have to give away this 10%. It's like, I'm in this practice. No, you don't give it away like that. This is how I do it. I learned this from Paul. Whenever money comes in, I say this: the money is not mine. I manage it. I'm here with the hands to do good in this world. I'm a person of faith. I believe in God. I say I'm God's hands, physical hands in this world, and the money comes to me and through me. And with these hands, I'm here to do some good in this world. And you know what? For doing that good, I get to keep 90%. That's how I time. And it makes the whole thing on its head. It turns it backwards. So the money is not mine. I manage it. I do good in this world to help people who need it more than I do. And for that, I get to keep 90%. So when I give it away, my heart is filled with gratitude. I'm in such a humble state of appreciation. And you know what it does? It keeps me connected in my mind and in my heart. It keeps me connected to the source of all supply. Everything comes from one universal source. Everything, my health, my breath, every breath I take comes from that same source. And every cent that flows into my bank account or in my life comes from the same source. And when I'm aware of this that I've received, by being aware of being able to do some good and keep the 90%, I'm really grateful. And it's top of mind for me. So when you're connected to the source of all supply, you grow your spirituality and your connection with your creator more than any other practice, well, that I know. And it's a beautiful thing, and it's personal, and you do feel good about it. So that's tithing in a nutshell. So when we talk about tithing, I'm not saying we tithe as an ulterior motive so I can get, I'm here just to get. No, it's that we do it with the right heart and the right spirit. Now, the law of cause and effect is you reap what you sow. So we know this. If you want to get money, you first work and then you get paid. Okay? If you want a good body, you first go to gym for days on end or weeks on end. Then you get the good body. You want a degree? You first got to put in the sacrifice, the studying, the hours, the exams. Then you get the degree. You want love and a partner? You first got to give that love, woo that partner, give love, and then you get that love. So why would we ever think it's different with money? It's the same with money. You want money? Give money. It's the law of economics. So tithing is not giving back. Tithing is giving first. Giving first. The money is coming. The first thing you do is give it. You give the money and you do everything else after that. It's even, it's the same as you reap what you sow. You get what you give. It's also related to another law called the law of circulation. So in your life, if you look at it backwards, what you're not getting is what you're not giving. Whether that's money or love or joy. You want more time? If anyone says, I've got no time, I'm so busy, I promise you, give of your time generously with a full heart. Not, I've got to do this. No, give with your heart and you will find you'll have more time. If you're very, very busy, that's the time to give someone who needs your time an hour of your time. When you've got no time, that's the time to do it, and you'll find you'll just get time. It's the same with money, same with love. And remember, the law of circulation is what you give to one person, you'll receive from a different source. You don't necessarily get from the same place, but you always do, because there's the law of reciprocity. You always do get what you give. So the purpose of tithing is to teach you to always put God first in your life. If you're a person of faith, or is your faith, whatever it is for you. And this, I would have never been able to tithe the first $1 million I ever made if I'd not tithed my first salary, which was $1.50 a week. That's really an important point. This is the most important thing I have to say is this one. No one has ever become poor by giving. No one has ever gone broke by tithing. No one, ever. It's impossible. It's against the law of nature. It cannot be that way. So I had a coaching client a couple of years ago, and one of his goals on his coaching was to get to a place where he said he wants to donate, I don't know what the figure was, but it was like 1,000, 2,000, something a month. So I said, okay. I said, how much are you giving now? And he said, I'm not giving now because I haven't made that amount of money yet. I said, but from what the money that you do have, how much are you giving now? He says, no, I'm not giving now because I first want to earn that amount of money. And then I said to him, if you're not giving now, you won't even give it if you earn $1 million a year. And it's true. It's not about how much you earn. It's not. It's not. Our cup does runneth over, and you will only know that feeling when we do tithe. And if really you're in a very difficult financial predicament, then start tithing something. Give away something that's of value to you. Find, I don't know, something of your personal possession that means something to you, and give it to someone who would do better with that than you, would be better off with that than what you would. And then the last one is faith. and we spoke about faith in desire, belief in expectancy. Faith over fear. Fear is the most destructive emotion, and it's the biggest enemy in our lives, and it's the number one thing that holds us back, and it causes all our problems. I'm telling you. Fear is the root cause of the whole spectrum of negative emotions, whatever it is, whether it's frustration, anger, resentment, jealousy, grief, whatever it may be, they're all based in fear. So the only way to overcome fear is to develop your faith. And it really does start with the principle number one, which is control your mind, control your thoughts, positive thoughts, cancel technique, positive statements. And tithing is massive in really consciously, actively developing faith, because you can only tithe if you have faith that you will always be provided for. That's exactly what tithing is there for. It's this practice of my cup runneth over, I'm going to give where it's needed most, and for this I get to keep 90%, knowing I'm always receiving. And I am. And as I give, so the river flows. That's why money is called a currency. Current, it flows. And when we stop the current flowing like a reservoir, water in a reservoir goes toxic, but water in a flowing river always stays healthy, pure, and gives life. So it's the same principle. So faith is seeing light with your heart when your eyes see darkness. And faith can move mountains. And your doubt creates them. So doubt and indecision and fear are cousins. And they always hang out together. So never let a doubt hang around you long enough, because it will convert itself into some horrible fear. So just a summary on the reason for everything: manage your mind, your thoughts, keep them positive. Your self-talk is the most important voice you'll ever hear. Use the cancel technique and always speak in terms of positive and what you want. Your beliefs determine your living experience. What do you believe about the tough things in your life? And just, I don't know how to say this, force yourself to create the new belief by writing it out first, so you know what the opposite belief is. If you had that belief, you'd get the result. I've got the perfect loving partner, or money comes to me easily and effortlessly, or whatever the belief is. And you start working on that through visualizing and affirmations. Gratitude, power principle. I recommend gratitude journaling every single day or night of your life, whatever you want. Be aware of all negative emotion, resentment, resistance, and the thoughts of getting even with anyone on the smallest level. Practice forgiveness, and I only do that by creating more love. And remember, love is the purest, highest vibration. If you can practice forgiveness, you will open your heart to more love. You will become more happy, and more love will flow into your life and through you. And then tithing and faith. All right, so that's at the end. We're going to do a quick meditation now, but before we do that, just a quick update on upcoming events. If anyone would like to join this, or a teenager, I'm doing a mastermind on John Maxwell's best-selling book for teens. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. It's a phenomenal book. Teenagers struggle with failure. They struggle with making mistakes. They struggle with poor self-image, lack of confidence. This is the one book that will give them a foundation that lasts a lifetime. I just want to tell you this quickly. Nancy, who works for me, her son is now 17, and he had such a successful outcome of a very challenging situation that's been prolonged at work, and he persisted and he came out tops. And he came home on top of the world the other day because everything worked out better than he expected. And he said, Mom, I realized today that it's still from what I learned in the mastermind. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. That helped me create this success. And he did that 3 years ago. He did this book as a mastermind with me. So if you know any teenagers, friends, family, you've got teenagers, just share this with them. This book will serve them well. And then a parent joins for free when the child does it. So one parent at least must sit in with the child. And you'll learn equally as much as they do. I mean, I learned just as much. This is the same principles as the adult book, which is read, called Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn. The only difference is the stories are a bit more relatable for the teenagers. Dynamic healing for the very first time, silver method, dynamic healing. It's a new course. First time in Australia is end of this month. It's for 2 days. I'm busy going through the material. I'm almost finished the training. It's absolutely phenomenal and extremely powerful. It's got two sides. The first side of it is all the emotional healing, because dis-ease creates disease, and there's an emotional underlying reason for all ailments, illness, pain, and suffering. And then the other day is all practical applications on how to heal yourself and your loved ones and your family. You get scripts on how to record your own meditations in your own voice for yourself or your loved ones. Your own voice is very powerful for programming yourself. And hands-on healing techniques, a variety of them, some rapid, some slower, how to use your mind. So it's a really great course, and all the techniques are different to the Silver Method foundational program. The next Silver Method class is in May. It's over 2 weekends. So if anyone wants to bring their child or have the kids join, anyone from 8 can come. It's a good opportunity because on the weekends, not 4 days in a row. Otherwise, it's normally Thursday to Sunday. So that's it. Are there any questions before we do a meditation? Or comments or anything related to creating our reality? Let me just see. Thanks for sharing your experience and insight, Janine. I've got more tonight than I thought I would. Thanks, Gillian. Which are the methods you find the most effective in regards to strengthening your beliefs? Visualizing. Visualizing creates a new belief. You just got to repeat it. Initially, it's a stretch because you believe something quite different. But practice, the neural pathway starts being more and more developed, especially when you have emotion in your meditation or in your visualizing of that outcome. You make strong impressions in the subconscious, and then one day it just becomes your belief and your results just manifest. I use positive affirmations and a vision board. Lovely. Vision boards are great. Look at them every day. Great. I'd recommend, the biggest takeout is emotion. It's E-motion, energy in motion. Look at your vision board. Conjure the feelings of having those things. Geez, that's great. Embody the feeling of having that. Just embody the feeling. You can do that with your imagination. Imagine having it all there on your vision board. You have it now. What would that feel like? Hold that feeling, embody it, try and carry it with you when you go out the door and go on with your day. That feeling, that's what manifests. We'd love to do the 4-day course. Yes, Jude. Thanks, Michelle. The Silver Method changed my life, everyone, and this is why I dedicate my life to teaching people now. It absolutely transformed my life. It did more than that. It saved my life. I give all the credit of, I was in corporate for 20 years. I do what I love today, found my life purpose, built a successful business. I've got 2 businesses. I also sell investment property. And the Silver Method has been the biggest game changer in every way for me. Health, happiness, success, money, spirituality, self-confidence, believing in myself. So, yeah, I do recommend it. All right. So find yourself a comfortable position. If you're new to this tonight, please grab yourself a pen and paper, blank pen and paper. I'm going to ask you a few questions at the end of the meditation that for yourself, you write the answers down, and you can trust these answers. They come from your intuition. They come from a higher source. So sit in a position that also you move the least. So kind of rest your paper and your pen in your comfortable position that you only have to either scribble with your eyes closed or just peek an eye open. Otherwise, keep your eyes closed throughout the meditation and just enjoy the relaxation. I'll just put my camera off. So Maz, she's put a camera off, I was going to say. Can someone just give me a thumbs up if you can hear the music? Maybe you, Michelle. You can hear it? Okay, Great. Okay, just follow the instructions. If you're new, there's nothing for you to do right now. You're just going to relax. I'm going to take you through a fractional relaxation from head to toe. Imagine creating a waterfall of beautiful light and love. And then we're going to ask you a few questions about your intention for the month ahead. And as I ask you the questions, you'll write your answers down, and that'll be your value for the night. So close your eyes. Take a nice deep belly breath in. And as you exhale, just allow the tensions in your body to release and relax. Take another slow, deep belly breath in. And as you exhale, feel your body relaxing. Feel the tension leaving the very top of your head from your scalp. Just relax your scalp. Focus on nothing else but your scalp. It might even tingle. And now relax your forehead. Relax your eyes and the tissues around your eyes. Relax your cheeks, your whole face. Relax your tongue and jaw. And relax your shoulders. And as you relax your shoulders, let that relaxation flow down through your arms and all the way down to your hands. Relaxing your shoulders, arms, and hands. And take another slow, deep breath in. And as you relax, relax your neck all the way down to the end of your spine. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, consciously relax your chest. Continue to breathe deeply, slowly, and rhythmically. And now relax your abdomen. Just be aware of your belly button moving in and out as you're breathing slowly, rhythmically, and relax. Relax your hips and pelvic area. Relax your thighs. Relax your knees. Relax your calves. And relax your feet. You are now experiencing a deep state of relaxation. You're now going to create in your mind an ideal place of relaxation. It can be real or imagined. Somewhere that you've been or somewhere that you'd like to go. And just allow it to be a place where you feel totally relaxed. Begin to experience this place now. Now that you've created your ideal place of relaxation, you're going to add a waterfall of white light into the scene. Place it wherever you choose. The waterfall is gentle, allowing you to stand under the cascading white light. The light is a healing energy, a clearing energy. Your waterfall of light is now created. Walk over to the waterfall and stand under the white healing light. Allow the white light to swirl around you, encompassing you within its glow. Feel it clearing all the stress, tension, and clutter away. Not just the stress and tension of the day or past week or the past month, not just the past year even, but your entire lifetime. Experience it clearing away all the stress, all the tension, all the clutter of your entire energy field, your aura. And as the light clears your energy field, just notice how much happier you look. Notice the smile on your face. And just see how the weights that you've been carrying are no longer a burden. Notice how your energy field is expanding out as you are radiating love. This waterfall of light is always available to you whenever you need it. All you need to do is close your eyes and imagine your ideal place of relaxation and immerse yourself in this healing white light. Now take a nice deep breath in, relax even deeper, and repeat these beneficial statements to yourself mentally in your mind. Every day, in every way, I am getting better, better, and better. Positive thoughts give me benefits and advantages I desire. I will always maintain a perfectly healthy body, mind, and immune system. The following statements are for your better health. Keep in mind that from now on, I will occasionally be speaking in your place. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every cell, tissue, organ, and system of my body is revitalized, restored, and renewed, resulting in a perfectly healthy body, mind, and immune system. I'm able to function in harmony, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to promote maximum benefits. My awareness in using my mind allows me to do activities that promote increased health, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Now imagine the white light turns to green. You're now immersed in a glowing green light. This green light is unconditional love. It surrounds you. It encompasses you. It flows through your entire being. It fills you with love. All those hurts you felt, all those pains you felt, the angry moments, just allow this green light, this unconditional love, to heal all those spaces now. You are an amazing human being. You deserve love. You deserve joy. You deserve abundance. And you deserve peace. It is now time to step out of the waterfall. Step out of the waterfall of light. Your energy field is now clean and clear. You feel centered and have clarity. You feel like you can focus easily. You are in the flow of universal love and energy. Just take a moment to bask in this feeling of connectedness. You have now reset your body and mind for the month ahead. It is now time to set your intention for the month ahead. I'm going to count from 10 to 1. When you reach the count of 1, you will have tuned into your own inner wisdom, your own intuition, your higher self, that part of you that when you tuned in guides you and intuitively knows what is best for you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are now tuned in to your inner wisdom, your higher self, the part of you that intuitively knows what is best for you. As you feel the alignment with your higher self and feeling that connection, ask yourself the following question and write down your first impressions. Do not analyze or question anything, just write down your very first impressions. The first question: what do I need to focus on for the month ahead? Whatever comes to mind, write it down. And then take a deep breath, close your eyes and re-enter your calm state. What do I need to focus on for the month of March? Next question. What steps do I need to take me closer to what I want to be, do, or have? Write down whatever comes to mind, first impressions, and then close your eyes and go back in meditation. What steps do I need to take me closer to what I want to be, do, or have? Next question. What do I need to let go of? And lastly, the last question, is there anything else I need to know or do? Is there anything else? And now just allow a nice deep breath and relax. Bring your attention back to your body. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. I'm going to count from 1 to 3. At the count of 3, you'll open your eyes, be wide awake, feeling fine and in perfect health. Feeling better than before. 1, 2, coming out slowly now. 3. Eyes open, wide awake, feeling fine and in perfect health. Feeling better than before. Welcome back, everybody. Did you enjoy that?
Yes.
Yes, so much.
Thank you. Great. Any questions, any comments, whatever you guys got as answers to your question, I just want to remind you to trust them. Trust those answers. They're probably the best advice or wisdom you'll ever get because they're from deep within yourself. Best advice you ever get in your life is actually from within you. We are way more than we appear to be. So trust them, and then most importantly, act on them, because every answer that you get to guide your life is like a gift. So it's a form of respect or obedience, whatever. Act on whatever you wrote down there. Take it quite seriously and follow the guidance. If you follow your intuition in life, you'll always be led right. Always led to your best life. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording